You hear me?
Yep. And hey everyone, welcome back to Nothing Nerdy. I am back with the Inspector who reacts. Hello, Inspector.
Uh,
um, in the spirit of the Mandalorian and Baby Yoda's return and Halloween, we have
Halloween,
we've dressed up. So he's got
made,
his
made made homemade costumes.
yeah. Well, I bought mine. I'm not that
It's
creative.
true.
um, so the Mandalorian has returned for season 2. We got our first episode on Friday. I did a live watch party, and it was a lot of fun. For those of you who watched, know that this episode wasn't my cup of tea.
Yeah,
So it's like, so for me overall, I liked the episode. Like it was well executed. It was well done as always, but like the plot, like, not for me.
the story and what happens in this episode just wasn't for you.
Yeah, because I'm that, pathetic person who, even though I know it's fictional, not real animals, I don't like the whole animals getting eaten, people getting eaten. The animal dies at the end. Um, not my cup of crate dragon meat. No, oh God. Um, so I never like movies or shows with that element in it. So like I didn't like that, but it
Not
was
about
always
slaying
like,
the dragon.
yeah. But I liked how like I felt like it had that Western, old Western feel to it. Especially, I mean,
Yeah,
The Mandalorian in general has that feel, but this episode especially brought that feel back with the Marshall and um yeah, I even noticed even just some of the words that they used
yeah. It
out in
was
these
shot.
parts.
It was shot in extremely western this episode.
Yeah,
Um,
I feel like Baby Yoda. Hold on, wait. Oh, I just put my water. There we go. I'm so kidding. Okay, sorry. Continue. So what was your overall impression, Inspector?
well, I I liked it. I really did enjoy this episode.
Mm,
It felt like in terms of the main plot, nothing happened except for like a half step.
yeah.
That's it.
And that was that. I feel like that was probably frustrating for all fans, but I'm guessing they did that intentionally, and I guess maybe to have I'm sorry, my dog, to have that impact at the end, with the
Yeah.
surprise ending made that more impactful. For here he is, it's kind of like this mundane episode, kind of
Yeah.
basic, and then boom at the end, it's like, you know,
Yeah. It was just like, after everything with the dark saber and all the Mandalorians and the Empire and all that, and Baby Yoda was like, and then we just get this, and it's like, okay, now I understand this is the start of his episode. They're probably gonna like episodes afterward are gonna be much more plot heavy than this. This
yeah,
is just a fun little reminder of the world we're in.
yeah, that's a good way to put it.
But but yeah, it was just overall as by itself, it's a really good episode. But as the overall story, it felt slow. That was just it.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good way to put it. I would agree with that. Let's pause for a second and say hi to everybody. Hi, MXC. Hi, Elser, Steve. How are you guys doing? Thank you for watching. I hope everybody had a happy Halloween. I had a quiet Halloween. I stayed home
Yeah.
where it's safe.
You, you, I mean, your high school trick or treating years, you've grown out of that.
Yeah, high school was like what, 2 years ago? I mean, come on now.
What was your like? How many? Did you do trick or treating as a kid?
You want to know something? I didn't. And there's a long story behind that. I did eventually try it. I think I maybe did it at most 2 years. But I was like maybe like 11 when I did it.
Huh.
And more so that more it's a long story more so to do with my upbringing. Um, wasn't something we observed Halloween. I do now.
Huh.
Long story.
That's an interesting revelation.
That's
The nerdy lore.
a nerdy log for another day.
Yeah.
But how about you?
Oh yeah, I enjoyed Halloween as a kid, and I always loved going out trick or treating. As I got older, though, just I don't know, costume making would just got more and more difficult and less creative.
Yeah.
Like nowadays, now that I'm older, I do want to do more costume making and get into that stuff. But but yeah, I've enjoyed the holiday, and I made this just for not just the Halloween, but just this too.
That's cool.
Yeah. I don't know. This year is just I want the candy.
Yeah.
I need to go to the store and get some candy one day.
Well, you know what? Now all the candy will be on sale because
Exactly.
the holiday's over. So now's the best time to get it. Too bad it won't last till next Halloween. But
No, you got to get the right candy.
It's true. Well, my favorite has always been the Kit Kat bars and the Crunch bars.
Okay.
And Whoppers.
You like the crunchy stuff?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, that's my favorite. My brother just can't handle that. He just does not like the crunchy stuff.
Really?
Like anything with rice in it, it makes him feel weird.
Well, some people have,
Yeah.
issues with certain textures. I can understand that. It's like mushrooms. I can't eat mushrooms. The texture of mushrooms, it's like cringe.
That's weird. I mean, I don't like mushrooms either, but yeah, I can eat them.
Oh, the Mandalorian has arrived. Hello, Mandalorian. How are you?
Another one. Yeah. This. I will say the one thing I really did like about this episode is it finally gave us a crate dragon in live action.
So I can admit I didn't know much about really anything about the crate dragon from Legends or canon, but I read articles since the episode aired, and I didn't realize that that's what was meant to be in A New Hope in the background when C-3PO and R2-D2 first land on Tatooine.
Oh. Yeah, that skeleton in the background. Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah, I never noticed that. I thought that was cool.
And Obi-Wan makes that weird scream to scare off the Sand People. Yeah, that's also what a crate dragon sounds like.
Yeah, I never knew that. I always thought the Sand People knew who Obi-Wan was, and they, I don't know. I wasn't really sure what I thought, but I read that too, that sound was meant to be the sound of the crate dragon. Sand People are afraid of them, and that's what scared them away. I was like, oh, I love things like that, when they tie things like that together.
And I think they actually used the Obi-Wan sound effect for the crate dragon roar in this episode.
Did they?
So they kind of, so I think they basically came full circle now. It's like Obi-Wan did this based off the crate dragon, but now the crate dragon in special effects or the behind the scenes is based off Obi-Wan.
Is this a theory or is this confirmed?
Oh, I think it's pretty much confirmed or something. I think they even use because there's 3 different roars because George Lucas changed the roar in the special editions and such. And somebody the Blu-ray version of the roar or the one that's the latest one it doesn't quite sound like a roar. It sounds more like a band making a weird scream.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they used each version of that roar for the crate dragon, and then somebody actually made a video when the crate dragon roars. It sounds exactly like that weird roar that Obi-Wan makes. No altered effects or anything. It's just a straight up sound clip. It's really weird.
Oh, cool.
Funny.
Gotta feed my little crate dragon.
Yeah, and there's actually there's 2 crate dragons. There's the smaller lizard kind of ones, and then there's the greater big kind of serpent ones, which is the one we finally fight. And I think Aren't they in Old Republic? Don't you ever fight one in Old Republic or something like that? A Crate
If we
Dragon?
do, I see. I can admit I'm not very good with like the names of characters and creatures in Old Republic. So MXC could probably answer that. Let's see. So my guess as to who that is at the end of at the end of the first episode. My guess is Boba Fett. That whole thing
Yeah,
went
I'm
over my head
90.
in that scene initially.
Yeah, I'm 90. I'm 99. 99.9.9 as 9 as you can get percent. That's Boba.
Yeah, that would
Like
be
I'd
really
even
cool.
go 100%.
Yeah.
Like maybe.
Oh no, MXC. The question was, Inspector asked if there was a crate dragon in Old Republic, and I wasn't really sure, so I said you would probably know. Call in 3 minutes. Oh, okay, no worries. Oh, I see. We are back. Hold it. We're hopping on a work call. Okay, no worries. Oh, he says yes. Okay. I think
Yeah.
unless they're deliberately bringing back a Clone Wars clone.
I don't. The question is though. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna just go with it's Boba Fett. The question is, what's he doing? Like, what's he doing on like still on Tatooine per se? He's lost the armor. Is all these sorts of things
I,
like?
I'm going to guess there's got to be something that we don't know about, some kind of mission that he has, um, for whatever reason. I'm sure we'll find out.
Yeah. Um, we'll say it's. He does look like he's dressed like a sand person. Like he's got like the Tuscan clothes on. So maybe he's joined the Sand People.
But wasn't he wearing all black?
It was dark, so like the sun's against him. So maybe I don't know.
Maybe he's gone all Obi-Wan and
Could have
just
been black.
Winston, hello, how are you? Your apartment is looking fabulous, by the way. I saw the pictures online. Okay. So as to who, I think I'm hoping it's going to be Sabine Wren. I would love it if she came back. Hopefully, we'll find out in the next episode, or so. It was gray and tan, I think. It looked dark to me. Yeah, I don't know. But that's what's awesome about this is you know what? There's no way we can know for sure until we watch it. So like makes us keep guessing. I like having something to try and figure out. You know.
Yeah. But it is. I remember because it was like okay, so Cobb Vanth, the guy who's wearing Boba's armor, that's a guy from the Aftermath trilogy books. Like there's a whole story about how he gets the armor, which is what they kind of redid in this episode.
So
where he picks it up from the Jawas and such.
Yeah, so somebody mentioned maybe it was even you. Someone mentioned that on my stream on Friday. And I mean I read those books, but like it's been so long I don't even remember. I mean I remember Thrawn, but I don't remember his character. It's been so long since I've read it. So that storyline with the armor was from those books?
Yeah, a little bit. Like I think it was kind of changed slightly, but or it was just abridged down a bit just to get that little backstory. But yeah, that whole story of how Cobb Vanth gets the armor is from those books and his characters from the books. So this is his live action debut.
Oh, that's really cool. I like how they're doing that. Like as opposed to like they did that with Thrawn as well. They used Jason's name for the son of Hera and his name?
Kanan.
Kanan, thank you. Little things like that. I like I mean, it was kind of crushing to all of us when they made all of that Legends, like, oh, it's not canon, it's just Legends now, but I like how they're pulling some things here and there and bringing it into canon. So.
Yeah.
Let's see. We'll know on Friday. Yep, only a couple more days. Nerd Mr. Could see Boba Fett right. Thing is, Boba Fett isn't actually Mandalorian, so they built that story arc. Well, I guess we'll know more. We'll know more soon.
Yeah, that's the thing. Probably like Boba Fett's backstory's kind of been changed,
Hmm.
or Jango Fett's backstory's been changed, so they aren't Mandalorians, but they have the armor.
Right. So maybe we'll find out more about that.
Yeah, maybe this could be Boba Fett's initiation into the Mandalorians. Like he
Ooh.
joins them.
Mm-hmm. But so let's talk about the episode and get out my notes. I will say I enjoyed it more than, obviously the second time watching it. I watched it again this afternoon.
Mm.
So their armor is like the TARDIS stolen. But he was going to give it back. We need to know more about this Scourge of the Dark Saber. I know. I'm sure we'll get little bits here and there.
Yeah, there's a lot from like the trailer that was. It's kind of weird because I feel like the most of what happened in this episode was already in the trailer, and then there's like
Yeah.
little bits of what hasn't been shown yet. But it doesn't feel like a lot's been shown to us
Mm-hmm.
from those teasers,
Everything's kept under wraps.
which is good. I like that. I like surprises.
Yeah, same here. I would rather be surprised. Um, so the episode starts with Mandalorian and Baby Yoda walking down a little alleyway, and first thing that caught my attention was the graffiti all over the wall, and I just thought that was kind of
Yeah.
cool. I mean, we've seen like like Sabine Wren did her graffiti art, but this was like, I mean, all over the walls, like random stuff here and there. I feel like that was the first time we've really seen something like that. I was like, oh, graffiti is like it wasn't art, it was like graffiti. Like it was the first time I felt like we really saw something like that in Star Wars, unless I'm not remembering. But
Yeah, I don't think we've seen like crazy graffiti like
yeah,
this in Star Wars before.
yeah. There was so when they were showing the images, I'd have to look at it again. And Baby Yoda's kind of like taking it all in. There was one picture. I couldn't tell if it was like a droid or it looked a little bit like Yoda, the Yoda, Baby Yoda creature, whatever it is.
I don't
It
know.
was so quick I couldn't really tell, but for a second it looked like it. But I could be wrong. It was when they show there was like another. I think there was either a droid or a stormtrooper helmet right next to it. I don't remember. I
I'll
have to
have
look
to,
at
I'll
it
have
again.
to check that when I rewatch the episode.
But it's very Sabine. But I felt like Sabine's stuff was more artistic.
Yeah, Sabine's way more artistic
Yeah,
than
like the
this.
colors. She uses like the bright colors, and this was like dark and angry and
Messy.
random, and um, um, it's a double wide. Oh, I don't even know what that is. But cool. Lots of work. We move furniture today. God, it never ends. All right, well, good luck with all of it. It's looking great. Okay, so they walk down and then they get in there and there's like this, secret,
Fight arena.
yeah, fight arena. In order to get in, the Mandalorian had to mention that what was his name? Gor Koresh? Something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah. I didn't have the words up when I was watching, so I didn't get the names. I might not have all the names accurately. But he goes in there, sits down and chats with this guy, saying, I'm trying to find more Mandalorians in order to, like, kind of help me make my way to get this little guy back to his people. But the guy wants the Beskar in order to give him this information.
Yeah.
But Mandalorian's like, hell no. So the guy gets up, shoots I never say their names right. Gamorrean guard.
Gamorrean guard.
Thank you. He shoots one of them that are fighting. They go down. Then they all pull weapons on the Mandalorian. So
and Baby Yoda hides.
yeah, he like shuts himself down in his little cubby. Okay, and then let's see. Whatever, they make their way outside. Whatchamacallit? And oh yeah, so the guy tries to run away. That's what happened. The guy tries to run away.
Yeah.
Daniel, hello.
Mm.
And Mando's like, not happening. And he uses his little ropey thingy thing, ties him up, and he's like, all right, now you're gonna give me the information. You're going with a 7 out of 10 for this episode. I would agree with you on that, Daniel. I feel like it's more of a 7. Ahsoka. I hope you see Ahsoka. So anyway, guy gets tied up, hanging in the air, and he's like, "All right, give me the information." He says Tatooine.
Man is going all Batman on him.
Yeah. And Mandalorian's like, I've never, heard of any Mandalorians being on Tatooine. Like he's kind of like not necessarily believing him, but the guy was insistent upon it.
Mm-hmm.
So he gives him that information, and he tells him to go to what was it called? Mos
Pelgo.
Pelco, yeah. And he was like, "All right, thanks," and he starts walking away and leaves him there. And he's like, "Oh, aren't you gonna let me down?" Mando's like, "Nope." And then all of a sudden, he shoots the light, goes completely dark, and all the little creatures come out and they attack and kill the guy.
Yeah, he's just like, hey, you tried to kill me. You're not getting away with that. I still want my information.
Yeah. I thought that scene was very significant because we haven't seen that version of the Mandalorian since I feel like the first episode. When he's like, I'll bring you in, I could bring you in warm, or I could bring you in cold. And I felt like it was just a reminder, like, listen, the child hasn't made the Mandalorian that soft. Like, he's still a tough guy.
He's still a bounty hunter, and he's still a guy who's just gonna take no nonsense from anybody.
Right, like he may have shown mercy in the past, but he's not always going to show mercy. And because I was kind of like that was like for me that was unsettling, but like because I'm overly sensitive. But at the same time, I was like, I get why they did that. Like, it's the first episode. You gotta set the scene. You gotta remind everybody who this character is, and so yeah. He's not always going to be the nice guy. I would have let him go. A Jedi would have let him go. But, not the Mandalorian. Not the bounty hunter.
The character wheel, the conversation wheel wasn't there for you. The like Old Republic, dark side, light side choices.
Yeah, it was just dark side. Captain Spike, hello and welcome. So he makes his way over to Tatooine, and it's been a while. Like he was on Tatooine last season, but it's been so long since we've seen it that like I kind of forgot. Yeah. I was so excited to see the mechanic. I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot she was on Tatooine. Like she's such a lovable character.
Yeah, and then she was just like, "Where's the child? Where's the baby?"
Forget you. Like, give me the baby. How much do you want for him? Not
How
really.
much do you want for him? I'm kidding. I'm not kidding. I'm gonna totally take this kid away from you.
And I think it was you who said on the live stream, like, she is all of us. Like, she's
She's all of us.
Yeah, every like Baby Yoda fan.
Yeah. We would all take that child.
Yep, in a heartbeat. I still gotta get my fake mechanical baby. I'll just like put it in a little carriage.
Yeah, the new plush doll.
Yeah. Well, not the plush one, like the mechanical one, the one that moves.
Oh yeah, the blinks and moves and makes noise.
Yeah, I'll put him in a little stroller and walk around the neighborhood.
Yeah, you go on your walks with Madigan, and then he's just like, "Ooh, how's the baby?" And then you show them, and just see how people react to the child.
I should start running around with a carriage because it'd be less likely that strange men will start bothering me. I hate to say it, but yeah.
You can always put on a helmet.
I could. It'll certainly attract different attention, so yeah, that could work too.
Yeah. This is the way.
This is the way, unfortunately. So they get there. She's making a fuss over the baby, and she immediately she remembers how he is, and so she tells the droids to go away. And he's like, no, like, give it the once over, which was cool. It shows how far he's come with, being okay with droids. So
yeah,
he lets the droids look over.
He's just like, man, they're fine. They can do it.
Yeah.
I trust them.
And then immediately one of them starts breaking it. And she's
Yeah.
like, "What are you doing? You know, he doesn't like your kind."
Oh yeah. So she has the information on R5 where Mos Pelgo is.
And now,
And
this was the droid from A New Hope, right? And
yeah, that's the one with the bad motivator.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. Was he in the last? I don't feel like he was in the last season, was he?
Yeah, he was in the bar actually in the cantina when
Okay.
Mandalorian like first came by.
Okay.
It just wasn't focused on as much.
Gotcha.
But yeah, he was there. I will say I did. You know, I know it's planetary size, but I didn't realize how close Mos Eisley and Mos Espa were to each other. Like the one, like they're like across, like basically if it was like America, like one's in Texas and one's in New York.
Mhm.
That's how far apart they seem.
Yeah.
Whereas Pelgo's like on the other side of the planet.
I didn't. That's something I didn't pick up on. But that's cool.
Yeah, it's just a weird thing because that's basically like well, yeah, Anakin made like basically like just around the corner visiting. But it's like, yeah, Anakin's like hometown is there. Luke's hometown's over here. They're like not that far apart.
Oh, you
Oh, yeah,
noticed
go
that
ahead.
when they pulled up the map?
What?
Is that when you noticed it when they pulled up the map? Wasn't there the map that R5?
Yeah, when they pulled up the map and there's like these two little blips.
Okay, I didn't. You know what?
Yeah.
I guess I wasn't paying attention.
That was another that's another like little funny thing you think about. It's just like, so, you know, like Anakin, you know, like Anakin's supposed to be like the first human pod racer to win or whatever, and he's from Tatooine. It's like, and he's the Skywalker. You'd think he'd be more famous on Tatooine. Luke would have heard about this, like about like people mentioning. It's like, hey, remember that kid pod racer, Anakin Skywalker or something?
That's
And
true.
here's Luke Skywalker.
That's true. R5 is an
like-
unspoken hero for the rebellion.
Oh yeah.
All
But
right.
yeah, we so Mando gets the information. He gets a swoop bike to drive all the way to Pelgo.
Mm-hmm.
Like your joke's like, if it's not if it's not in the archives, it does not exist.
I know, that reminded me of that scene from episode 2. That was funny. Someone has erased it from the archives.
And we are. I do like it's kind of remind just them flying over Tatooine or driving. I don't know why. I love seeing Tatooine. I just love seeing more of Tatooine. Just the sand and the mountains and everything, the landscape.
Yeah.
It strangely feels like just a home. It feels like home, even though it's like the worst place you want to be in Star Wars. It's like a home, a place you know so well, just because it's like the first planet we ever saw.
Exactly. I think, and you know what, now that you're saying this, I think we talked about this last year, when they did the episode on Tatooine, like, about how it made us feel very nostalgic. Because it was the very first planet that we saw in Star Wars. It's very familiar to us. It's where we first met Luke, and then we saw it again in the prequel, so there's something very, like, nostalgic about it for us. P. Becca's, hello, how are you?
Yeah. And then it feels, it's like when you see in the Westerns, when you see, like, this lone cowboy just riding through, like, this landscape and everything. It's just seeing the Mando just driving along the sand and everything. Baby Yoda's like a puppy dog just enjoying the ride. He's like, ears flapping.
He's so cute. I really enjoyed episode 1. So happy. Yeah, it was a good episode. I wasn't crazy like about the storyline, but it was really good. It was still really well done. So along the way, so he borrows a speeder from her, to make his way there. We see him stop and ask the Sand People for help.
Yeah. But he's like, yo, what up?
They're tight. They're like, he's like, it's so fun. That's what I love about The Mandalorian, is that, like, he can speak so many languages, and he's,
he understands the culture.
Yeah, and he respects the different cultures, um and I feel like that makes sense because as a bounty hunter, you know, he probably has to go to all these different planets, all these different places. He has to be in good with certain people to get information to find whoever he's looking for. Like I was like it makes sense.
Yeah.
And he's able to, you know, use it to his advantage when he needs to. And
Yeah.
I had
Plus,
read.
you know, oh, go ahead.
No, you go.
No, I was just gonna say. Plus, being on you know, being friends with the locals and the Tuscan Raiders kind of gets you a pass through some like hostile territory.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, that's a bonus.
Yeah. And it was so interesting to see the two of them communicating. I had read that they got someone who actually spoke sign language. I think they said he was actually he was deaf and he knew sign language. I thought that was really cool that they did that.
Yeah, like he actually, that's like I think actual sign language.
Yeah.
That they used.
Yeah, I would be curious what
the
interpretation, what it was that they said.
Yeah.
I wonder if someone did a video about that. I'm gonna have to Google that on YouTube.
Ooh. Yeah, I should check that out too.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
And, you know, Baby Yoda's chilling with the Tuscans too.
He's just he's just like taking it all in. Like I think, and we discussed this too on Friday. Baby Yoda was very much like on the side throughout this whole episode. Like there was
he was
focused.
He was very background in this episode.
Yeah. Which I guess they probably do that intentionally because there are going to be people who don't want this show to be completely overshadowed by Baby Yoda. Like everybody can appreciate Baby Yoda, but they don't want it to be all about him. So
it is the Mandalorian,
right? So it is smart on their part to just kind of, you know, at certain times like keep him aside. So I'm sure in coming episodes we'll get a little bit more. Even though his mission is to help Baby Yoda bring him back to his people, so it is still about him in a way, but they're not gonna he's not gonna get more screen time than Mandalorian, unfortunately. Yeah. Okay. So he stops and asks him for help, and then eventually he makes his way there. You know, he goes into like this little cantina bar, whatever, and talks to the barkeeper, and he's like, I'm looking for a Mandalorian.
Yeah, somebody who looks like me.
Yeah. And he was like, oh, well, you probably mean the marshal. And he's like, who's that? And then all of a sudden, you know, the music comes on.
And over. We see someone wearing Mando armor.
Yeah, that's a little too small.
And is very familiar to us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And, like, they don't show you who's under it right away. Like, they do, like, the build-up, which is really cool. And, like, so he walks in, grabs a drink. He's like, oh, why don't you come and have a drink with me? You still don't see him. They sit down, takes the helmet off, and the camera just goes right to the helmet. And we're like, who is it?
I love Mando's reaction where he's like, as soon as he takes the helmet off, Mando's like, whoa, wait, we don't do that. It's like, we don't do that here.
That was my reaction too. I was like, oh, he can take the helmet off. Like, what's up with all these people who can take the helmet off? Like, it's, you know.
Yeah. It's also always like Mando realized. Yeah, it's like, oh, you're not a Mandalorian. You're not one of us.
Yeah. I'm out again.
Again, it's going to be interesting to see how he's going to react to these other Mandalorians that we know who have totally just broken don't have that rule.
Yep. Yeah, some Mandalorians don't care, but I want to know why that is. Why is it okay for some and not for everyone? But I guess it's something that we'll learn over time.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah. So he introduces himself, and you know, Mando's like, listen, like he's like, you know, you don't own that armor, like you have to give it back to me. And like they're getting ready to fight over it, and then all like. Mm-hmm. You know, they were standing, they're facing each other. It goes into that whole old-fashioned Western. Yeah.
Yeah, they're all ready.
Guns are ready. Baby Yoda's hiding. And as he's just about to draw his weapon, there was like an earthquake, or what appears to be an earthquake, and then they both run outside to see what's going on. My guess was that it was like a ship was coming. They were going to be under attack.
Yeah, I thought it was a ship or a sand crawler or something big enough to shake the town and head the way. But when we see something coming and it's alive, my immediate reaction was just like, I think I know what this is. Are they finally giving us what I think they're finally giving us? Is it finally time to show us the great being?
Oh, so you had suspicions that it was going to be the Krayt Dragon.
Yeah, I was like back in episode 2, we thought it was going to be a Krayt Dragon instead of a Mudhorn like that one episode before. Mm-hmm. But it was like, oh, okay, it's not, because again, I think when I saw that episode, I was like, is it Tatooine? It's just not showing us it's Tatooine. But yeah, it wasn't that planet.
Gotcha.
But here, now we are on Tatooine, where there are those dragons, and we're like, finally.
Yeah. Yeah, so this thing, the Krayt Dragon, like, we see it coming underground, it pops up, and then I think it disappears, and you think it's gone, but then all of a sudden it comes up and it eats the bantha, and I didn't like that.
Yeah.
Because I'm sensitive, and I know it's ridiculous, I know it's not real. But it upset me because I don't like movies and shows like that. So right then and there, I was like, the score, the ranking is going down for this episode for me. I don't like it.
Yeah, like honestly, when I saw this episode and and then of course the bantha gets eaten, and I was just like, and then you said it's like, I hope nothing else happens to the bantha. It's like, oh, nerdy, no. Oh, no. It's just like, there's just so much more on the horizon that you're not ready for.
But, like, at the same time, I get it because, again, they're creating this atmosphere of, like, they want to create this atmosphere, like, okay, everybody is vulnerable here. No one is safe. This thing is dangerous.
This is a deadly, deadly creature.
Yeah, so I get it, like, but, you know me, I'm delicate. And then, what's his face?
Cobb Vanth?
Yes. Sorry.
Cobb?
I want to say Cad Bane, but,
I think it was like Jane Cobb from Firefly.
Yeah.
Kind of that,
he says to Mando, he was like, you know what, maybe we can make an arrangement. Maybe you can help us. So, then he starts to like.
So yeah.
Sorry, I'm losing my voice. He were you just as sad when it ate a Tusken Raider? I was. I will admit that I was. I mean, I was more upset about the bantha, but I was just as upset about the Tusken Raider.
Yeah. Speaking of Anakin and pod racing, so on their way to the location of the den of the Krayt Dragon, Cobb Vanth's speeder bike, whatever, it looks very much like one of Anakin's pod racing engines.
You mentioned that.
Yeah, and it has the sound, it's got the shape, it does all that. I was like, it was so funny just to see that thing is still being used today.
Do you think it's like the same one?
It's working!
Do you think it was like the same one or just like the same model, like just similar?
I'm 99% sure it's the same one, because it's got it's the sound and everything, and Anakin did sell it, so whatever happened to those whatever happened to his pod probably just got either used up or sold and then scrapped parts and everything. Eventually, Cobb found a use for it. Found it just being, hey, we can use these engines for bikes.
I'm curious. I wonder if we'll ever find out at some point the backstory about that, how he got it, and because that's cool. That's I didn't even pick up on that. I think that's an interesting. I think it's interesting.
Yeah.
But so then he asks for his help, and he starts to explain like his backstory,
yeah,
about what about like why he has the armor. He said that he uses the armor to protect the town from like bandits and sand people. Um, you
yeah,
know, and he
yeah.
like
There's the. Hey, go ahead.
no, I was just going to talk about like he kind of we see like the flashbacks when he's sitting in
Yeah.
that cantina or whatever, and they were all celebrating because the second Death Star just blew up, and then all of a sudden the mining collective came in, and I don't know too much. I don't really know too much about
Yeah.
them. I don't know if you do, um, but obviously,
Nah, I don't know anything about them. I think
obviously they were bad people, because they immediately just start shooting
local group.
the what?
Yeah, probably a local group
Oh, okay.
that was just like, hey, the Empire's not here anymore. We can do our job again, or we can
True.
take over again.
That makes sense. So they immediately start shooting up the place. Vance is there, and he grabs the barkeeper and helps him escape. They run out, and on his way out, he sees I wrote down the word, the old ice cream container from The Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, that thing. I'm so using that prop. They're making it a part of the world.
I know, I love that. Oh, here, Cantono? Cantono? Am I saying that right? I can't read my own handwriting. Cantono? Something like that. Anyway,
Cantono.
What is it?
Cantono? Is that what it is?
I think so. Let's Google it just to make sure. Anyway, so while he's hiding out, he grabs that from the mining collectives, speeder, I guess. Yeah, Cantono.
Yeah.
Wait, no. Nope.
Their car or something.
All right. Somebody in the chat must know the name of it.
Yeah, he's driving. He runs into the desert and is about to die when the sand crawler full of Jawas finds him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they take him in. They open up the thing, and inside is all like these crystals. I can't remember the name of the crystals. I wasn't able to.
Yeah, I forgot too.
And they're like, they're trying to trade with him all these different things. They were like, for them, this was like gold. So they're like trying to give him weapons, an R2 unit, and he's like, no. And then all of a sudden he looks over and he sees the Mandalorian, armor.
Boba's, yeah, he sees the armor. He's like, I'll take that.
Yeah.
That'll come in handy.
And yeah, like he's like this was my ticket out. This was I was getting my freedom. So he goes back to this cantina again, and he walks in, and the mining collective are there, and he motions to the bartender, move aside, and he just starts shooting.
Take cover.
Yeah, he just starts shooting up everybody to get rid of them, and then some of them start to escape. He does the whole he bends forward, he zeroes in on them, and like his, what do they call rockets or whatever they call detonate.
Oh yeah, he shoots his rocket pack.
Yeah.
Thing.
And blows them up, and then they're gone. So.
Which, by the way, I think is because Jon Favreau directed this episode. I think that's like an Iron Man 1 reference to when Iron Man shoots the tank with his rocket and then walks away.
It's been so long since I've seen that. I don't even remember.
Yeah, but that's kind of I think that's kind of like the reference that they're going for.
Oh, that's cool.
Or homage.
Awesome.
And now you kind of understand that.
Yeah, I know. Like now I gotta go back and look at that scene. So then, like from then on, he kind of became like this protector of the people in
The Marshal.
Yeah, the Marshal. They all looked to him for protection, and he was able to keep everybody away. Like he said, bandits, Tusken Raiders, and as we find out later on, he did actually kill some of the Tusken Raiders in order to protect the town.
Yeah.
And, kind of causes a little bit of a tension between him and the Tusken Raiders when they have to go to them for help.
Yeah, that story's all finished. They arrive in a canyon,
Mm-hmm.
and there are, I don't know the name of them, but there are those dog creatures
Oh, they're so
start
cute.
touching.
I know. I was like, please don't tell me they're going to shoot these little creatures. But
Yeah.
Vance is ready to do
But
it. But Mandalorian, he's like, hold on. And he goes over to them and he does their call because he can speak everything.
I don't know. I think he even says like the Tuscan version of "good boy" or
Yeah.
something like that. I think I heard like "good boy," and then he starts petting the dogs.
Yeah,
Like
it's like it
it
gets
becomes a
upset.
puppy.
It starts shaking and it's like, oh my gosh, it was so cute. Um, yeah, it was adorable. So, and then the Sand People arrive and the Mandalorian starts communicating with the Sand People, and we learn that the Sand People want to get rid of the Krayt Dragon as well. So,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
So yeah, it's like, oh, hey, we should work together. Let's see if we can do that. Let's make an alliance.
yeah. Which I think it's I thought that was one thing I liked about this episode is that we got to see more of the Sand People. Um,
Not villainized.
exactly like they were humanized in this, and they had a common enemy. Like even though they're very powerful, as Mandalorian pointed out, they lived in around the Dune Sea or whatever,
Yeah.
and so they put up with a lot. Like they're able to hold their own basically.
They know the land
Yes, yeah.
very well.
But they also have their own enemies, and at this time they had a common enemy. They have they're vulnerable as well. So
Yeah.
So basically, they decide to work together, and now they have to bring this idea to the townspeople.
Yeah.
And Vance explains everything to them. At first, they're like, no way, but eventually they realize that we do need to work together in order to stop it.
And
So
it's
now, okay, go ahead.
It was. I don't know. It's kind of just weird seeing the Sand People and other people working together. It's just kind of this unusual thing I never thought I'd ever see in Star Wars.
I had that same feeling, like just watching them side by side, like working together, like just being in the same scene. It was like it's almost surreal. Like this is weird. It's cool, but this is weird.
Yeah. And another fun thing, interesting. The Sand People ride single file to hide their numbers.
That's true. I forgot about that.
So I didn't even notice that when I first watched it. It was like, oh, they actually again. It's like the Mandalorian people care about the canon. It's just like they kept that reference, and we actually get to see that.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't put that together. That scene when the Sand People are coming in on the Banthas, the music in that scene.
Music, yeah.
Oh my God. I mean, the music in the whole episode was amazing, but that scene, I was like, I had goosebumps. It was so good. Mm-hmm. It was just beautiful.
They really
powerful.
did some. Yeah, I think there was even a mention the music was. They wanted to do something different with the music in this season.
Mm-hmm.
So the music's gonna be more something more with the music's gonna be done in this season. And this episode's already shown that.
Yeah, it was on a grander scale. It was just more. I feel like there was more orchestra. It seemed like. It was just. I was like, wow, oh, that's so good.
Yeah.
And I loved hearing the Mandalorian theme, here and there.
Mm-hmm.
It was good. It was good to hear that. I forget the name of the composer. Didn't he win an award for his music?
Yeah, he won something recently. And I think this composer also worked on Black Panther too.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Ludwig.
So.
I'm not going to say it right. Ludwig Göransson?
Yeah, I think that's it. Right. I think Ludwig. Yeah, Göransson. Yeah. I really I remember from the Mandalorian documentaries his discussion about how the music and how he made it and all that sort of things. It's really interesting to see how he makes music and how it's improved.
Yeah, I remember that particular one. And And he's a young guy too. Like, I mean, not that that means anything, but I remember like being surprised by that. Like, um,
Yeah.
like he's beyond his
Yeah, me
years.
too.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I want to see awards. Um, let's go to more recent years. I mean, he's won a lot of awards for other. Oh yeah, Black Panther. You're right. Um, I don't recognize some of these other ones. Creed. Black Panther, The
Oh
Mandalorian.
yeah,
He did one for The Mandalorian. He won an Emmy. Outstanding music composition for a
yeah,
series. Wow.
yeah. That's a
Well
well deserved
deserved,
award.
Ludwig. Well deserved.
Um, yeah, and yeah, and continuing on, they so yeah, there is a little bit of a infight
Mm-hmm.
between these
Yeah.
between the two cultures.
Yeah, they're like bumping
Um,
heads.
but they eventually calm down and figure it out and then move on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad it was only once. It was just that was it. They don't have to like fight all the time.
Yeah, it was
They
very
finally
unnerving. Like I was like I was on like they were on eggshells and like we were on eggshells watching it.
yeah. Eventually though they do make it to the den, the cave where it is.
Sarlacc pit.
Mhm. Yeah, the old which I wonder. I don't think it is. I don't think it could be because we're Pelgo. But I was wondering, like, is this the Sarlacc pit that was with the Jabba's Sarlacc pit and everything like that?
Maybe.
I don't think it is but it is mentioned that it was they did mention it was like okay, it's like an abandoned Sarlacc pit. It's like there's no abandoned Sarlacc pit. It's like well, there can be if something eats the Sarlacc.
Yeah, that was a good
So I was
line.
thinking, yeah. So I was like maybe thinking, hey, wait, maybe the dragon like freed Boba. Maybe that's how he escaped. It was the dragon ate, and that's how Boba was able to get out.
Maybe. That's interesting to think
Um,
about. Maybe he did what like the Mandalorian did. By
yeah,
having
that
a
too.
what he did.
I,
Well, no.
you knew that like in Legends, Boba had escaped before, right? Like in Legends, that Boba had.
I didn't know what happened in Legends, but I remember George Lucas saying that he made that canon. Well, his canon. I mean, we didn't know for sure if it was going to be in Disney canon,
Hmm.
but you know, I didn't know that in Legends.
Yeah, yeah. Which it's kind of funny. It's just like here's Boba, and he just dies, and he's this one little like character. He's this henchman from who gets like barely any screen time, but then now he's exploded into this huge icon for a lot of not just outside of Star Wars, but inside of Star Wars, like all of the stuff, like the clones, the Mandalorians, like all of that is just from this one character,
Yeah.
as I mentioned, I said before.
Yep.
Yeah.
Robert, hello. How are you? Let me just check it on chat here. Yeah, I think Ahsoka and Boba Fett will get a spin off. That would be cool. And Kara and Bo-Katan, that would be nice. Definitely even brought up the ice cream machine in the interview. Yes. Here come all the work texts. All right. Anyway, so they go to the Sarlacc pit.
So begins the kind of like MMO D&D kind of raid where they all get set up and ready to fight the big boss monster.
Yep. They have all their weapons. All the townspeople, the sand people are there, and then one of the sand people, or a couple. Well, yeah, one of the sand people goes over with the bantha. So they want it to eat the bantha. They can, the sand person puts his hand on the ground. He can feel it's sleeping, like he can feel the vibration. But then it wakes up, and they can hear it coming.
Yeah, they call it.
Oh, right. And
And, which I always love it when they like. Okay, so here you are in front of this big cave, and you make your call, and then you wait. And like, you don't wait, you run. You run as soon as you wake this thing up. They just stood there for a little bit longer than I would have. I would have been gone.
It was kind of, yeah, you're right. Like, that was kind of stupid. Like, even having the sand person go up there was kind of silly. Like, okay, like, obviously, he had to set up the bantha there, whatever. Why would you make the call when the sand person is still there? Like, give him more time to run away.
I think the person, the sand people who were standing next to the cave is the one who calls.
Oh, it wasn't the Mandalorian who called?
No, it wasn't the Mando. It was them. They're the ones that do it. But
oh, sorry.
It was kind of silly and ironic when they set up the bait with the bantha, but it's the sand person who gets eaten by, like, it comes after him instead. And it's just like, oh. Okay, I guess it likes its dinner to run or something. It likes to chase.
I mean, I was glad the band survived, but
yeah, it doesn't want to be fed. It wants to hunt.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, then it was sleeping, so they finally wake it up, and okay, so did you notice this on like your rewatches? That the screen like goes into like IMAX mode.
I didn't know.
Like it goes from like where it's like letterbox to like widescreen, like big IMAX screen.
I didn't notice that. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it was like when the battle finally happens. It's like it's all full screen. It's like, oh, it's so. I kind of almost prefer it than the letterbox in a strange way. It's like I get to see more. Mm-hmm. And I feel like I'm in there more than I'm like, watching a movie, which I think Letterboxd kind of does that for me.
Right. So, all right, let's see. So they try to draw it out more, because they I don't remember who pointed it out, but someone said that the belly, like the stomach, is the weak spot. So so they set up like the detonators or whatever, like in the grounds, I think, closer to the the opening of the cave. So they're trying to like draw it out. They're like pulling at it. They're shooting at it. They're trying to bring it out. They set off some explosives at one point when they feel like it's enough.
It didn't work.
Yeah, then he disappears, and next thing we know, he pops out at like the top of the cave, like the top of the mountain or something.
Yeah. Which I will say is like I always thought like when I thought of the Krayt Dragons, I always thought they were they walk like walk on top of the sand and such. They slither or whatever. I didn't think they were burrowers or sand swimmers or something like that.
Yeah.
And especially with this one, like it's going through rock. It's going through like solid rock instead of sand when it's going up the mountains.
It's powerful. But then Vance and Mando, they get on their jetpacks and they fly up there, and then they start shooting at it. Mando's like, "This isn't working, but I got a plan." They're back on the ground at this point.
Yeah.
And he says to Vance, he's like, "I need you to take care of the
child." Takes the detonator from Vance.
Yeah, takes the detonator.
Yeah.
He says, "I need you to take care of the child," and he's like, "What are you gonna do?" "I got a plan." He stabs his jetpack. He goes flying.
He does what Han Solo did to Boba Fett. He like hits his jetpack and just that thing's faulty. That thing needs like a checkup.
You would it needs to be needs a little maintenance. Then he grabs onto the bantha. He sets the detonator, so like the explosives are ready. He lets himself and the bantha get swallowed by the
thing. Just eats them.
Yeah.
I was actually shocked that like Mando went in with the panther. I thought he was just gonna wait till the last second, but I was like, oh, okay, belly of the beast.
I don't know. I don't even really get that. I was like, how did he? I mean, I get how he got out, but how did he not? How did he get out? Like, I just, and not get like drowned in the stomach juices or whatever, because this thing was puking like crazy. So, ugh.
Yeah, the armor, I guess.
maybe that has something to do with it. But anyway, next thing we know, The explosives go off inside the crate dragon. Mando uses his thing and electrocutes the crate dragon.
Yeah.
So he's able to like get out, and then the thing explodes. Guts everywhere.
Kills it. They've slayed the beast, and now there's enough for 100,000 Tuscan Thanksgivings.
Oh god, like I didn't need to see that. That the insides of the meat, them like piling away at the whatever, chopping away at the meat. It was a little gross for me, but yeah. And then the Mando and Van say their goodbyes.
Mando has the armor now. He has it himself.
Yep. And he's like, Vance is like, you know what? Don't tell your people that it was me. You know, like don't tell them that I did this. That I broke the jetpack. That was that was you.
It's like, yeah. So.
And then
Mando and Baby Yoda drive off into the twin sunset.
Yep.
And we pan over and we see someone very familiar.
What's his name again? Because I can't say it. Tamora Morrison? Something like that?
Tamora Morrison.
Oh, okay.
Tamora Morrison, yeah.
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 When I first watched that scene...
Django.
Right. Right, who we see in the prequels. Now, when I first watched that scene, that went over my head, and like everybody in chat explained it to me.
Yeah.
Because first of all, I didn't realize that was the actor's name who played him. I know some actors' names. I don't know all actors' names, so I didn't realize that was him. And he looked like, it makes sense. He looked different. Like it's all these years later. You know, he's aged. But I went back and I looked and I was like, oh my god, like. It's him.
Yeah.
So the question is, what's that?
He does look very different.
Yeah.
He doesn't look, exactly like, Django or anything like that.
Yeah.
He's a little older, he's bald.
Yeah.
All that sort of stuff. So, and of course, this is the first time we've ever seen Boba, without the helmet on.
Right.
It's definitely very jarring to see him again.
But it was
cool. It's like it's finally canon, like officially finally canon, like EU and all that sort of stuff. No, this is canon. This canon is canon.
Yep. I mean, they could surprise us, and it might not be Boba Fett, but I feel like it's going to be Boba Fett. I mean. I feel like it makes sense. I wasn't sure that was him at first either. Maybe the title of the show was for Boba the whole time. Ooh, Daniel, that's deep. I like that. Maybe it was really about him. You never know.
And yeah, that was it. That's the first episode of this season.
Yeah, it was good. Again, not my, not my cup of tea, but again, well done. Like you can't argue with, everything that Dave Filoni, I feel like every episode is a masterpiece because just Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau, they know what they're doing. Yeah. So. And
yeah, I'm curious. I'm actually really curious what the second episode's going to bring. And this was a really long episode. This was 50 minutes. Which,
yeah, it was very long.
I kind of yes, more episodes, longer episodes, that's good. But at the same time, I'm like, I kind of miss it when it's shorter a little bit, just a little bit shorter. It's almost too long
short
for
and sweet.
Me to digest.
I like to the point, short, sweet. And do we
40 minutes? 40 minutes is a good number.
Yeah.
For me.
Do we know for a fact that all the episodes are going to be this long?
Don't know for a fact, but probably it's going to be longer now that they, have the budget and have the, the stake in the ground for this show. So
true.
So they're probably able to, hey, we can have more money for longer episodes.
Yeah, that's true. It'll average 40 to 45 minutes.
Yeah.
My guess.
I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get any 30-minute episodes
Yeah, I think that's
this
like
season.
what it was last. Like, well, the first, it's like the first episode I think was like 35 minutes or something.
It was. Yeah, it was like 40,
Short.
45, something. I don't know. I think I remember saying. Yeah, it was long, but it was shorter than we expected.
Yeah. Um. So, may I ask? I like him, huh? Ask what? Who do you like? I'm confused. Daniel, fill me in.
So yeah.
But yeah, so that was the first episode. So yeah, Friday. Friday the next episode comes out, so we'll see. I don't think, as far as I know, that the title hasn't been released yet. I don't know how long it usually is before they do that. I don't know if it's the day of or if it's like a couple days before.
What? Oh.
The title, like the title, the watch the time or whatever. Baby Yoda's getting a bit stale. Really, Daniel?
I think it's just because Baby Yoda's was again the background in this, which he wasn't the focus. Somebody mentioned this. It's like when you cut to a dog reacting to something in like movies. It's kind of that reaction when the dog does something cute or something.
Yeah.
Like kind of react. It's kind of like what Baby Yoda was in this episode. Was very just reactionary, not really like actionary.
True.
So I'm gonna say, like, that's what I'm saying. It's like the plot didn't really move along in this episode, but the story was fine for its story.
Yeah.
But it kind of gives us a teaser again of what what the series will be like without Baby Yoda. Like when Baby Yoda's not in the main focus.
Yeah. I remember thinking, I'd forgotten that I thought this in the first scene where like they're watching the fight go on, and the guy says to Mando, this isn't the place for a child. He's like, oh, wherever I go, he goes, and like Baby Yoda's like watching the fight. I thought that Baby Yoda was gonna like interfere, and like use the Force and make the axe go up or whatever. Yeah, that would have been interesting because at least he would have done something. It would have been it would have really been a threat, I wish they did take him off for a few episodes, switch things up. But he really wasn't in this episode. I mean, he was in it, but he didn't really have, he didn't really do anything. To a degree. But I know what you mean. It can't hurt, because he's not doing anything, just take him off. I was surprised he didn't leave Baby Yoda with the mechanic, because this was potentially going to be a dangerous situation. So why not keep him with her where, he's safe? Are you talking? You're muted. I was like, wait a minute. Are you just... So we're having audio problems. Still nothing. I could just end the stream. Wait, okay, he says to wait 1 second, folks. Okay. So what's everybody else's... Oh, he's gone. Oh, he's going to come back in. All right, so what's everybody else's rating of... Let's see. There we go.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, now I can hear you. Okay.
Okay. I was probably gonna have to start doing sign language.
Like fan people talk.
What was I saying? Oh, okay. So what you were saying about leaving Baby Yoda with the mechanic. I was saying, last time he did that, Baby almost did get kidnapped.
That's true, but I mean, in this scenario, it would have been unlikely. I feel like I don't know.
Yeah, but
I guess
another another funny thing. So Mando, like when he drives into Mos Pelgo,
Mm-hmm.
and then he gets up and goes into the bar.
Uh-huh.
He just leaves Baby Yoda. He just leaves Baby Yoda in a little compartment bag or something.
Oh, I know. He needs some parenting classes.
I was just like, what are you doing? You don't leave your kids in the vehicle.
He's got a lot to learn. But yeah, so that was episode.
Yeah, it was. But apart from that, yeah, it was.
Yeah. What if they add new crew?
So,
That would be interesting if they added like new crew like a new crew member. Even for like a couple episodes, that would be interesting. You know, aboard the radio.
the mom.
Mall.
Yeah, we the mom. The mom. We need Baby Yoda needs a mom.
Oh, Baby O needs a mom. Aw, that would be
You're gonna
interesting to
dad,
have like a
mom. Yeah.
like a female, you know. Well, you never know, it might happen. Even just having Cara Dune along for the ride. Which we will see her at some point, but we don't know for how long.
Yeah. I think that's it. And now we wait. Now we wait again.
Wait. Yep, alright, so...
But no, it's here. It's so weird. It's so weird it's back.
I know, and can you believe it, like, it was a year ago? Like, it's like, on one hand, it was such a long time ago, but on the other hand, it feels like just yesterday we were, like, watching this for the first time. Ahsoka is the mom.
And it's been, we started this a year ago. It's already almost started the time when we restarted this.
Yeah,
It
this
feels
like
weird.
it's our streamiversary.
Yeah.
But yeah, so well, it makes it you're back just in time because the stream is ending now. So Happy's ulting back to work.
Okay. Yep. I think that's all I can think of.
All right.
I hope you guys enjoyed this and our costume.
That and this. Should see if I could bend. Can I bend these? Are they bendable? A little bit.
Maybe. They're a lot smaller than I thought they were going to be. I thought they were going to be like, big, giant ears.
Well, I don't know if I got the exact one you did. The ones you showed me. I mean, I got these from Walmart. But basically the same thing. Basically.
I think they're meant for like a toddler or something, like a little kid.
Maybe, but it works.
Oh, they work. They're good. They're good.
Let's see if it says. It didn't. I don't think it said on the box. My little kitty ears. Anyway, I will be back on Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern time with another live watch party.
Yep.
Gonna watch episode 2. No spoilers because I'll be watching it for the first time. But if you guys want to wait and watch it with me, I would love that. Here's our fine inspector. They look adorable. He's busting your chops. If we can get nothing nerdy, a bear onesie, she can be a tall Ewok for one live stream.
Yeah.
I'm short. I could be a short.
We need Leia buns. We need Ewok ears. We need a bunch of a huge list of things. You ever thought about doing like an Amazon wish list for other people?
Yeah, right. Will you be watching it live at all, like on Saturday?
I'll be doing my reactions.
You do a reaction.
Like I did a reaction to the first episode, and that's gone well. So I'm gonna continue. I'll upload it. Like it took forever to edit, but hopefully, like that's what I'm saying. Like I hope the episodes are smaller because that's less for me to edit.
True. So make sure you all check out Inspector's channel. It's called The Inspector Who Reacts. To see his reactions to The Mandalorian and other shows and movies. So yeah. So thanks so much for watching, everyone. I hope everybody enjoyed this. I hope you were enjoying The Mandalorian, and I can't wait to chat with you all about it next Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern time. So
take care, and we will see you there.
Yep. Everybody have a great week. Happy adulting. Be happy, be well, be safe, and we will see you all soon. Bye, everyone. Thanks for watching.